Hey traders, good evening. Welcome to the PitTrades.com daily report. Hope everybody had a good day in the markets. Just another straight up day, as we can see here on the 30-minute chart. Just another straight up day, and then we hit some resistance up here at this 14 level. We talked about this zone up here from 10 to 14. We did top out at 16 today, 16 even, and then just absolutely sold off hard. Now we actually did get a trade in today. We sold the 1207s, and we're still short into this market right now. We'll talk about that in just a minute. But there's a lesson here. It's called patience. You could have tried to fade this thing all day long, but we had a plan. We were waiting for this plan to unfold, and now we're short at 1207. And for some of you, you could have covered at the close today, which would have been just a beautiful close. You would have captured at least 8. And if you waited till the absolute close, and you may have even got the 10 on the deal. But a good trade nonetheless. Let's go take a look at a daily chart here. There's a couple things that are setting up here. This big spike right here, I like that type of spike. That means we should see a little bit of pullback here. We are extremely oversold. There's a few different indicators that show the extremity of the oversold market, and right now it is pretty well baked to the long side. So we expect a little bit of working off of this oversold position. Now whether that pulls back 50%, or if this just goes sideways, this back and fill action before we take our next level up, we'll just have to wait and see. But I anticipate a little bit of movement back, at least to a 50% retracement, and maybe even further. Maybe the bears are going to come in and start selling it off, but we'll see. Now we're right now actually at a critical level here. You can see we've had this line up here in the past, 1196 area. Let's go look at that area. That happens to come into play actually where this last low was made at the 96 3/4 area. So I anticipate probably in the Globex session, unless there's some great news out overseas, and now we're also in the earnings seasons, and I know the banks start reporting. I think it's either tomorrow morning or Friday morning. I'm not real sure, but take a look at that. Make sure you know when those reports are out, and if you are holding positions overnight, make sure you have stops in. I suspect we'll probably see a little bit, we'll probably break this 96 area in the Globex session, maybe go down and test 92 or further down the 90 or 89. So one thing I also want to point out is we have a great little head and shoulders setting up here. We see the shoulder, the left shoulder over here, the head, and of course if we can pull back up into this 04, 05 area here, we could create the right shoulder, and then a nice neckline down here at 96. So if you're a pattern trader, you just need to watch out for that. That's on a 30-minute chart there. But guys, patient pays. A lot of people want to get in. They get chopped up in markets like this, especially these ones that just keep going. And there's very little pullback. There was probably a little bit of pullback, but it was choppy. You'd get 4 points down, 3 points up, 2 points down, 1 point up. It was just nuts. So stay clear of those markets until you find that definitive area that you're going to get involved in, and you know your risk reward. That's the best way of doing it. And you can see here today we ended up selling the 1207s, and we were handsomely paid for it, even though we waited through this whole move up here, and that was 96 to 16. So that's a big 10-point move. We saw the 10-point down. We caught some of that. So if you have not registered yet, get over to PitTrades.com. That's PITTRADES, and register for our free newsletter. Also, we have a free 2-week trial. You can go ahead and hop on that, and you'll get some great calls. As you can see what we had today. We're patient. We don't trade every day. If there's not a good trade, we won't take any, and that's part of trading too. So with that, guys, tomorrow we do have some news out in the morning. Finally, it's been a real slow news week. In the morning we have international trade at 8:30 Eastern time, jobless claims, which should make the market move a little bit at 8:30. Then after that, there's really not much. We do have petroleum status for you energy traders at 11 a.m. Eastern, and the rest are just bill announcements. Oh, and then of course Treasury budget at 2 p.m. Eastern time. So watch for those times, guys. Be careful around that time frame. Other than that, sit on the sidelines, wait for a good setup, and we'll talk to you tomorrow. Take care.